welcome to the Knitting Project. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and my animals. Today is Thursday the 28th of November 2024 and this is episode 168. Welcome if you are a new viewer, welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is my podcast all about my crafty week, and I haven't had that much of a crafty week this week. I was sick on Sunday and I couldn't even craft. So I had a tummy thing and it wasn't very nice. I'm not going into it, but suffice to say that it kind of wiped out Monday and some of Tuesday as well. It wasn't a very fun time and it meant I couldn't craft. However, I have started a few new things. They're not all knitting related. In fact, I've very light on the knitting content, but I have got a few like sewing stuff and things. Got some happy mail. I've got a vintage blanket I want to share with you, which is a bit indulgent because it's both because I'd like to share it with you, obviously, but also because my mum made it for my eldest daughter years ago. It's well loved. It's got holes in it. I've been trying to fix the holes very badly. I have stopped trying to fix the holes for the moment. I think I need to do it when it's not Christmas and I'm not trying to rush it. So shall we get into it, see what we've got up first? I'm literally just going to stick my hand in my basket because there is no rhyme or reason to how everything is going to come out, I don't think. So first up is a new cast on and it's Living In. I love this bag so much. It's a little grey girl bag. It's got crackers and presents and stockings and things on it. And it's kind of my blue sock bag. It seems to be that every Christmas I like to knit some kind of blue sock. And it seems to have all the blue sock bits in it. So in here, so yeah, it opens like that. I have got, the first thing you're going to see is not blue, it's red. So I've got a little cuff with some blue bits on it. It's got some blue danglies on it. And then that is the main yarn. So that's the yarn I'm going to be using for the main part of the sock. It's called Baby It's Cold Outside. It's a Lay family yarn and it's really sparkly, which I don't think you can catch today. Unfortunately, my light is not great today. It's really bright outside, which means my interior lights are making it look a bit, let's just try putting this on. I've got an overhead, but I don't know whether it'll work. And, okay, it's showing the yarn better. It's just giving me a shadow. Never mind. But yeah, it does show the yarn better. You can actually see the sparkle now. So, yeah, it's really frosty and bright outside, which means that it's making my light inside yellow for some reason. But this is my yarn. It's Lay family yarn. It's called Baby It's Cold Outside. I have tried to start a sock in this a couple of times and have failed. So hopefully this one will stick. I think it will because it's a pattern I adore. So this is the By the Fireside socks by Danny of Little Bobbins, Danny George. And it's got a little cuff on the top. And then it's just got a plain leg and foot, but it's the pattern's all in the cuff. So I decided I was going to do a red cuff to go with my yarn. There. And these are my little blue stitch markers. So I've got a little blue crystal, a little blue snowflake, and then this cup from a Corner of Craft, which I adore. So this is the cuff. If I can, I will show you a picture. It's not a black and it's not a colour picture, unfortunately. It is a black and white picture because it's on my device as opposed to on my iPad. If it was on my iPad, it would be in colour. I got there eventually. By the Fire socks. There we go. Can you see that? Yeah, they're like that. I'm not doing the bobbles on mine. That's something I'm just not bothering with the bobbles. I'm going to just do the cuff plain, no bubbles. But they're really, really sweet. They were a Christmas Eve cast on pattern from Danny from a couple of years ago. I've already made one pair, and that does got bubbles on it, and that's with a sugar cookie set, I think it was called, and again that was Lay Family Yarn. So that's the label. I can't believe I've still got this label with it. That's dedication. So yes, I've cast that on. I cast that one on yesterday because I really want to I really want a pair of By the Fireside socks. Really want them. And I really wanted to knit out of this bag because I love it. So I'm like, well, I'm going to cast on a blue pair. But these are not the only By the Fireside socks you're going to see today. So I am going to grab the other ones out. Because obviously all the details are relevant for both pairs. So they are on a 2.5mm needle. So the other ones, you will recognise this. So this is my West Green Loft Yarn project bag. And in here, I frogged the socks I was doing because I really wasn't enjoying them. There was just something about the pattern, it just didn't sit with me. So I knew I wanted some more Fireside socks. Oh dear. So when I was sick, which is always the best time to make decisions, isn't it? I frogged my other ones and I cast on another pair. Have I actually managed to twist the cuff on this? No, I haven't. For a minute there, I thought I twisted the cuff. I thought, oh, that's just perfect. So that's another little cuff. And I've done it wrong. So I think I'm going to have to frog this. I actually think it's very wrong. So I was so ill, I couldn't even cast on and just knit a little patterned cuff. I didn't have any plain socks to hand, and the only thing I did have was my crochet shawl, and for some reason I just couldn't do that. It was making me feel iller. So I was just like, well, this is good, isn't it? So yeah, that's another little By the Fireside cuff, and that's in this. I think it's an undyed. It looks a bit dark for undyed. It looks almost like it's slightly brown. So I don't know whether that's undyed or not. And then there's, so this was the Christmas 2020 colourway from West Green Loft Yarns. I think it was a main skein that went with an advent maybe, or maybe it was Christmas Eve cast on, I can't remember. But it's very pretty. And it's going to make some beautiful Fireside socks. So I'm going to make 2 pairs of Fireside socks. I'm really sorry, and I do apologise for this, because I try not to do this too often. Because when you're podcasting, you really want to give everybody a variety. So I'm really sorry this isn't a different pair of socks, and I've got 2 socks that are exactly the same pattern. But it's a bit like when I got obsessed with the jelly roll socks. Do you remember that obsession where every sock was a jelly roll? Well, at the moment, every sock is going to be a Fireside sock, just because I think they're so pretty with the little cuff at the top. And yes, I'm sure there are other patterns out there with pretty cuffs at the top, but I've paid for this one and I've got this one. I own this one, and it's just like, I'm really happy with it. I've already got a pair with it and I love it. So I'm really sorry. So maybe the excitement with this will be seeing the different varieties of yarn rather than the actual different socks. So yeah, there's that. But I love them, I really do. And again, these are being done on 2.5mm. I mean, one of those is an extremely long. That's got to be like a 100cm needle, which is that is way too long if you're knitting on 2 circulars, I must say. It's great if you're magic looping, but not great if you're knitting on 2 circulars. 2.5mm Chowgy needles. I have got a couple more pairs coming because I want to cast on my advent socks, and I don't have any spare needles. They all seem to be in a project at the moment. I've obviously I've got these 2 and I've got those 2, but I actually want to use them, and I want them to be chow goose because, well, I mean, once they get into the leg, they don't need to be chow goose. I can swap to my licky needles, but whilst I'm doing the pattern, I prefer them to be chow goose because it's just easier. I find them a lot easier. I apologise. You can hear Zelda in the background having a moan because she's been fed, she's been outside, and now she wants to go for a WALK. And she can't because we have our shopping order between 10 and 11 and she has to wait until after Tesco's has been. So she's not a happy bunny. Bear with me a moment. I need to buy her a chew or something that she can have during podcasting to keep her quiet. She's got a fun day tomorrow. She's going up to London with Reese. He's going to take her to work, so she's going on things like the tube and stuff, so that should be exciting. I'll look forward to hearing how she gets on. Right, next up, that was the end of the knitting content. I have got a crochet though. Where's my... There it is. Found it. So this is hanging out in my Christmas crochet bag, which is from Stitched by Mrs. D. And I love this bag. So apparently all the yarn is on top of the project. Why not? So this is a present for a friend. I need to get her move on, otherwise I'm going to miss the deadline. But it is getting there. I mean, it is growing now. So that, I don't think I moved from the last podcast, that little progress keeper. So I'm fairly certain you have seen the edge on this, but I don't know where I was. So I left it there. I'm going to move it up the top now so we can see the progress for next week. So hopefully, I don't know why I expect you to remember where I was when I can't remember where I was. What logic is that? Oh, that's hysterical. But that's how far I've gone. It is a granny triangle shawl. And I started this from a tutorial by Bella Coco. And I just love it. So first of all, I'm really proud I've managed to do this because my crochet is shockingly bad. I crochet like I knit, which, you know, is not the right way to do it. And I'm very renowned for not doing straight edges. I can't do a straight edge. And even my corner to corner blankets have the odd blip in it. Well, I'm not going to say this isn't going to have the odd blip in it, but so far it hasn't. So far my edges are straight, which I'm super proud of. And yeah, and that's up there. It's got a lovely straight edge. Who am I? How have I managed that? I'm also loving my colour choices so far as well. So I think the middle is the Down Sheepy Lane. And then this one it's all about the Lay Family yarn this today, isn't it? This is Lay Family yarn. It's Butterfly Blossom, I think it's called. Something Blossom. It's really pretty yarn. And then I've got a little bit more of that to go. I've got that one. So if you remember, I frogged this out of a jacket that was supposed to be for Ira, but it didn't work out. That one. And that one left from the Blossom. And then I've got this, that, and that, which is Vintage China, which is a leftover from a cardigan I made. So it'll be a really good use of my leftovers. It's DK. I should have said that first of all. It's DK weight. And yeah, I think it'll look lovely. I'm really looking forward to seeing this finished. I'm very much looking forward to sending this off to who it's meant for. And hopefully she'll like it too. I think she will. But yeah. So, and they're really kind of meditative to knit. I have no idea why I couldn't do it when I was sick. It was just every time I picked the crochet hook up, I was like, absolutely not. I'm using a 4mm clover crochet hook with DK yarn. And yeah, I want to make a scrappy one of these. So this one's obviously kind of colour blocked, and that's because I think my friend would prefer it to a scrappy one. But I'm thinking I'd like to do a scrappy one with one of my advents this year, which would be exciting. I haven't got a DK advent though, so it will have to be a 4-ply one. And at least I don't think I've got a DK advent. It's possible I have, but I don't think so. And I will obviously need a smaller hook, and it will take longer. I'm not sure which advent I'm going to use. I think we'll open day 1 and work it out from there. But that's what my progress on that. As I said, I have no idea how much progress I actually made, because I can't remember where I was this time last week. Let's face it, I can't remember who I was this time last week. So that's that. That's that one. Right, what else have we got? We've got these. So these are my 2 sewing projects. I decided, I don't know whether it's a fallout from not being able to crochet over the weekend. Who knows? Bear with me. It's my lovely Christmas mug. I love this mug so much. It's huge, mind you. Look, it's like the size of my head. It's a second coffee. I decided I wanted to start some sewing projects. I've got some really lovely Christmas sewing projects that for some reason I don't feel like I can do during the summer. So I thought I probably should get them out now. This one's living in my sewing project bag from So Sweet Violet. This was part of her advent last year. And this is, I haven't got that was really bad English, wasn't it? I haven't got very far with this. I'm still at the cutting out of the fabric stage. There is a lot of cutting out of fabric in this, I have to say, far more than I realised. But now I've got my desk there with a handy cutting mat. It actually doesn't take me long, so I can get it all out, just cut out for a little while and then put it back. But I thought I'd show you what it is. This is by Pretty Fabrics and Trims, and it's the Christmas Cabin Felt Vista. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's going to be so much fun to make, but the worst bit is the cutting out for me. I'm not very good at cutting out either. Those little windows are tiny. Took me a little while to get those right. I don't know how I'm going to sew them on. That's going to be fun. They're a lot smaller than they look on this. Yeah. And also at the moment, the white that's around the edge is the same size as this bit here, which makes no sense. So, because that is clearly showing it smaller. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing to reduce the size of it, but obviously I do something. Maybe fold the edges over. I really don't know. So I will read my instructions as I go along. But as I said, at the moment, I am currently cutting out, I think I'm on to cutting out all the trees. There's quite a few trees. Oh, actually, I don't think I even got that far. I think I'm cutting out the house, the little house at the moment, because I haven't done the door yet either. So yeah, I think it's the house and the door. But you get everything you need. And yeah, so that's that one. I shall show you the progress as and when we have it, if we have any progress. So that's that one. Hold on. Sorry about that. Right, so yeah, so that's something I'm really enjoying doing. I will be enjoying it a lot more once I get to the sewing and I'm no longer cutting. I'm not very good at cutting either. I can't cut in a straight line, and I haven't got sharp enough scissors, and the little scissors I have got that are really sharp aren't any good because they're too small, and first world problems, eh? But yes, so that's that one. And then this one, this is another So Sweet Violet sewing project bag. This is an embroidery. and I have made a tiny bit of progress with this one. When I say tiny, I mean tiny. So this is a Visit from St Nicholas, which is a stitchery kit. And I, for some reason, fixated on this blue parcel. I really, really wanted to do the blue parcels. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. So I did start with the said blue parcel. And I'm really enjoying this. I really do like a bit of embroidery. Don't laugh. That is literally, hasn't even got its wrapping on yet. It needs its, it needs its ribbon on. So I need to do that. But yeah, that's as far as I've gone. I have started. It's a tiny little start, but it took me probably the best part of an hour to do that, because it's I keep thinking, I keep wanting to say quilted, but that's not what it's called. What is it called? Padded satin stitch. So it took me a little while, but it's there, it's padded, and it's the same on the back as well. So it's quite neat on the back. I don't know why I'm fixating on it being neat on the back. It doesn't need to be. Not sure what I'm going to do with it. Quite cute, made into a cushion. Not that I can do that. I'd have to actually get someone to make it into a cushion cover for me. But yeah, I might have somebody who can do that. So I just need to work out how I pay her, because I'm not letting her do it for free. But yeah, let's see how this goes. My idea was I was going to try and do one of these little things a day. Well, I started this 3 days ago and there's one on there. Don't think that worked. I mean, they're tiny. Surely I can do one of these a day. You would think, wouldn't you? I'm actually taking some time off. I'm taking off tomorrow till Monday to get my house decorated, to get my kitchen sorted, and to get the presents ordered. I think once I've done that, I can then start going, right, I'm going to do one of these a day. I'm going to do a little bit on my stitching on my cabin a day, you know. But having said that, my priority has got to be to get that shawl done, because that has got a deadline that is coming up rapidly. That needs to be sorted. I've also got another friend's Christmas present I haven't even started yet, but that's okay, because we are often very late exchanging presents, so I'm not as worried about that one. But yes, I do. I absolutely love this. I really do. So that's that one. I think that's it for all my crafting, because as I said, I didn't have as much time this week. I did put my Christmas tree up. I've got my office Christmas tree up. I won't actually bother to put that in here because there's a vlog on it. So if you want to see my office Christmas tree, go check out last weekend's snippets. Sorry there was no snippets this week, but I figured going into Vlogmas, everything I would record is actually a Vlogmas episode. So I've not done snippets, but I was determined I was going to get the podcast sorted. Right, shall we have a look at some acquisitions? So I have bought some bits this week. Okay, let's start with this one because it's a stitchery one. I had the stitchery advent calendar last year, and part of it on day 25 was a voucher for £10 off. And I saw this on an Instagram post, I think. I was like, oh, I really like that. So that I used my £10 voucher to get £10 off, and it's a Sue Phillips for the Stitchery heirloom Christmas stocking decoration patchwork and embroidery kit. Okay, and this is it. I can't see where I'm showing you. There we go. Yeah, and it comes with Well, it comes with everything you need because it's the stitchery and it always does. So it's got some threads, and then that's the backing fabric for the back of the stocking, which actually is kind of stocking shaped. It's got a little, can you see, it's got a little pattern on it. So I can do the patchwork part of this. Whether I can do the attaching it to the stocking part is another matter altogether, but we will see. And then it comes with lots of different fabrics. And when I say lots, there's a pile of them. So that's the same as the backing one. And then we've got squares, dots, oh, that was the same. It's not that many duplicates actually. As you can see, there's loads of lovely ones. It's all the red and white theme. So it's sort of a Scandinavian one. So lovely. I don't know how many hexes I'm supposed to get out of each sheet, so I need to look that up. There we go. So it's got the fabric, it's got, this is for the top of the stocking, it's got a hanger, it's got 7/8 of an inch hexagons, it's got the pattern, which I probably shouldn't show you, and then it's got the instructions. Scarily has something called a sewing machine in that. I'm hoping that I can hand stitch it because me and my sewing machine are not very good friends. Because I don't want my sewing machine to muck it up. Well, I will muck it up, but my sewing machine likes eating its bobbin. It gets tangled. I'll stitch the top, the bobbin will come through, but then when you take it off, the whole lot comes apart. Don't want that to happen. So that's the one. I'm really looking forward to making that. Will I make it this year? Don't know. We'll see after I get the log cabin done. I'm going to regret moving all this fabric now, aren't I? Once I've got the log cabin done, whether I'm in the mood to do another one, another sewing project. Maybe I'll do it like in July and do Christmas in July. I might be more inclined to try my machine back out again. I think it needs a really good service apart from anything else, or at least like a really good clean maybe. Probably need to change the needle because I don't think I've done that since I've got it. So that probably help. But I think the main problem is I just don't really know how to use it. And maybe I'll go online and see if I can find a craftsy class or a Skillshare class, and maybe sort of sit there with my sewing machine and learn a few skills. Like anything else, isn't it? If you don't actually learn how to use it, it's not going to work. Right, so that's all back in now. There we go. That's all back in. So that's that one. And then I've got a new project bag, which I saw this online. And this is by Moo and Mouse. And it came with this cute little card. That's so sweet. And I loved this. It's so pretty. Again, with my blue Christmas. I do love a bit of blue for Christmas. I think it's because I like icy scenes, which is hysterical because actually behind you, all my computer screens are all on icy scenes right now, and actually out the window we've had a really hard frost here this morning. So I do like the icy blue. It's so pretty. It's got sprigs of mistletoe on it and little pink bows, and then this little button detail. And then inside, oh, it's just gorgeous. It's got, Sherry would like this, it's got polka dots inside. It's got a little velvet keeper, and it came with the cutest little lavender pouch with a little tile. I'm really tempted to put this on my Christmas tree because I just think it's so pretty. I think it'd make it such a cute little decoration. So I think that's going to go on my Christmas tree. See, it's lovely. It's too cute to keep in a project bag. I think that needs to go on the tree. So there's that. The attention to detail is wrapped so beautifully. That's the back of the card. Honestly, it was an absolute delight. It was like unwrapping a Christmas present. Unwrapping that one. So that's that. And then finally, my last thing. I again got rather enabled by Instagram. This is Bird Street Yarn, and one of their Christmas colourways, which is decorations bought at Tiffany's. And isn't that beautiful? Oh, so this also needs to be socks at some point in the very near future. I was very tempted to cast this on yesterday instead of the Baby Gets Cold Outside, but the Baby Gets Cold Outside was already caked up, and I really wanted to use blue yarn, so this is going to go in my stash for now, but hopefully during the course of December will come out and become socks. It's probably not going to be my Christmas Eve cast on. Don't even know if I'm going to do a Christmas Eve cast on. We'll have to see how the many cast ons of December go, because we all know what I'm like in December, and everything will get cast on and nothing will get finished. I was thinking that yesterday when I cast on those second pair of By the Fireside stocks. I was literally having a shout at myself in my head going, yeah, and when are you going to finish these? When are these going to be done? Yeah, you're casting these on. When is your finish date for these? So I've got to get a few things finished, I think. I've still got my lovely jumper I need to finish, but that's definitely going to go on hiatus now till January, because it's just not going to be something I'm going to want to knit on. But yeah, I need to get that shawl done. That needs to be finished. I'm really good at finishing stuff that I start for friends. That always gets finished. Just not so great as finishing stuff that I cast on for me. Right. I think that's it. I haven't got any. Oh, the blanket. I have got something else. I knew there was something else. Oh, the good old blanket. So this is, as I said, a bit of an indulgence spot for me. This is a blanket that my mum made for Katie years ago, and it's a seasons blanket, I think. I can't remember what it was called, but it's a pattern by Debbie Abrahams, and it's knit in squares and then joined together. It's got a edge on it. Now it has unfortunately met with some accidents, like that this has got holes in it, and like I said, I was trying to sew things up, like that bit I sewed up on there, because that was a giant hole, mainly to stop it from getting any more damaged, but because Kate wants me to rescue it, and I'm like, okay, I'll have a go. But I thought it'd be really nice to document it on the podcast, so that I can see it in future as well, which would be nice. So we're just going to look at all the squares. I think that was obviously a strawberry, and as I said, this was knit by my mum, and I mean, my mum died in 2010. And this predates that by quite a while. That little chick's cute. That little chick was very broken, so he's got a bit of a funny backside. We've got a sun. Autumn leaf. I love, love, love the snowman. The snowman was brilliant. And it's got, it's going to be fun to show. It's got another pumpkin there. Then it's got these cabled squares. That needs fixing. Another cabled square. Lots of cabled squares. And then we've got another sun. Then another leaf. Cabled square. Christmas tree. There was a lot of those pumpkins. Another sun. And another flower. I think you get the idea. I think that's all of the repeat of the motif. So let's see if I stand up whether we can get some idea of how big this thing is, because it's massive. So it goes from there all the way across there. So you've got that bit, that bit, that bit to there. And then if I turn it that way, it gives you an idea of what the middle looks like. But it's well loved. Katie adores it. So I am going to try and fix the holes, but not now, during Christmas, where I'm rushing it, which is just, it's not fair on my mum really for me not to do it properly now. So I'm going to leave it until the new year and make that a project for next year. Would you like to see that? Would you like to see me doing some repairs on it? I'm no expert at it, but I did think I'd have a look online and see the best way of doing it and try and do it a bit better than I'm doing it right now. I think that's it from me. I think I'm done now. Are we excited for Vlogmas? I mean, when you're watching this, it's the 1st of December, so it's Vlogmas. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be very much a day in the life, and just what I'm crafting on and opening my advents and just, yeah, general Christmas mayhem. It is going to help that I've got a couple of days off to get the house sorted before Vlogmas. I just want to get everything up to date. Now, one of the things that wasn't up to date was my journals, but I managed to do that last night, so I'm really pleased with that. So that's one big tick off the list. I've got one more, as I said, Christmas present that I need to make that I haven't even started yet. I've got the shawl I need to finish. I will want to do a little bit on my embroidery and my sewing each day. I've got the stripy socks that I'm going to be doing, the Advent socks. I feel like I want to do some scrappy socks out of some of my Advents, but to do that I need to get one of those pairs of by the fireside socks off the needles, so I've got some spare needles. And then, yeah, that would be good, because then I could use those. Otherwise, Advent plans, other than doing that shawl, I haven't really got that many plans, I don't think, Advent-wise. Haven't really had a chance to look properly at the knit vent patterns this year. I've had a brief glance at the Scrappy Project one, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, but I don't think it's something that I will knit. I'm tempted to do a habitation throw, but I have got one of those already on the needle, so maybe I should just actually get that one finished. That would be good. I have managed to find my litmus cowl that I was making, and I want to get that finished as well, because I'd like to wear it or gift it. Not sure which. It might get gifted, because apparently everything I finish needs to be given away. But I need to get that done. I will try and show you some bits during Vlogmas of how I use my Kindle Scribe to do my patterns, and I'll chat a little bit about all the Christmas books I'm reading, because I've just started a really good one called Letters from Father Christmas, which is letters that J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, wrote to his children from Father Christmas every year, and they are so good, so much fun to read. The copy I've got has got a photograph of the actual letter as well, so you can see the actual writing, which is really good. But I'll show you that. I've got at the moment it's on a Kindle, but I've got an actual real life copy coming. It just hasn't arrived yet, because I bought it secondhand from World of Books, because I try never to buy new books. I always try to buy them secondhand if I can. So I'm reading that at the moment. I'm reading Miranda Hart's I Haven't Been Entirely Honest With You, and I'm listening to that as well. That's really good. And I've got things like The Nutcracker I want to read, and there was something else. I want to try and finish Christmas Carol, which I started last year. I need to get that finished. And then I can't remember what the other thing was. The Nutcracker, Letters from Father Christmas. Haven't Been Entirely Honest With You. I mean, I do have my Kindle Scribe just here. I should probably look it up quite quickly. Let's have a quick look. Oh, no, that's upside down. Let's try that way. Library. What else have I got? Oh, The Hogfather, which is a knit-along with... not a knit-along. Well, it is a knit-along. Could be a knit-along. It's the book behind Gideon's Advent. And I think, hopefully, I don't know how it's going to work, but it's part of that book. So I figured I'd actually read that as I was opening the Advent calendar. So I was going to read that in little chunks. Maybe in like a chapter a day or something. I'll see how many chapters it's got. So yeah, that was the other thing I'd got. I watched The Hogfather on Sky One a few years ago and really loved it. So yeah, we will look at this in detail during Vlogmas. So 1st of December, eh? As I sit here on Thursday, the 1st of December sounds like it should be like weeks away, not just like when the podcast goes up. So that's scary. Right, I'm going to say goodbye because I need to get on with some work now. And I will get this edited hopefully this evening and scheduled for Sunday, which is exciting. Right, I hope you're all okay wherever you are. Take care, and I will see you today with Vlogmas.